struggles and what we can improve on. And we'll start with Frankie. Frankie, how's your week been going?
Very good. It's been a good week. A little struggling still with inviting and stuff like that.
This isn't a coaching thing. This is a challenge group thing.
Okay. Well, I'm struggling with floor work on P90. A lot of the floor stuff is still very hard.
Is it just getting up, or what is it that's tough?
Getting up and getting back down and stuff like that. This is the tough part.
Okay, so are you skipping it, or are you actually going through the motions?
I'm going through as much as I can. I pause it and take a break and replay. I haven't been skipping this time.
Cool. That's a huge win. You don't have to pause. Just go through the movements as they're going through them. And if you only do two, then you only do two. But consciously keep in the mindset that every time you do it, that you try to up that. Right? So let's say today, because you're on phase, you should be on phase A, and you don't move up until you're ready to move up. Right? Just because it says in 3 weeks you have to move to phase B.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to do that.
Okay.
Right? So Power 90 or P90, phase A, you do it until it starts to get easy for you. And then you move to the next one. You don't just go boom, boom, boom. You have to go through the steps. And if you're finding you're still struggling to get up, then you're not ready yet.
Okay.
Right? You move up when you realize that most of the exercise that you're doing are starting to become easier.
Okay.
And that's when you go to the next phase, and then you do the same process again. So even though it's a 90-day program, if it's still causing you issues and it's still causing you problems, then just continue to do it.
Okay.
Right? And then in the mindset, you'll know. It's like hammer and chisel. I struggled for so long because I kept going in the mindset that I should be doing it like I was when I was 190 pounds.
Right.
Right? And the lunges were killing me. Like, I hate them. I cannot do them. But I'm noticing now that I've been concentrating on the form and just going through the motions and just making it happen, that I'm getting stronger. So I'm still not at the lifting weights for the lunges, but at least I can get down to like the 90-degree angles where I couldn't do that before.
Okay.
Like, I just hurt too much. And now, this was yesterday's when I was doing hammer build-up. I use something to help me get up, and I noticed that I didn't have to do that.
That's great.
1 second. No, that didn't work. Give me a second. Emily's chatting to me. I'm going to see if I can get her on the call.
Okay.
I'm just going to send her the link. Yeah, so just continue doing that. I found that with Power 90, and the first, like when I was at 243 pounds, I quit it like 3 times. And then I just got into the mindset that it didn't matter how many times I was going to struggle, that I was just going to go through the motions. Right? Like, even in the beginning, I used to skip the 5 minutes of yoga that it had. And that was a huge turning point, that one day I felt myself getting stronger. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to start doing the yoga. And even though it was 5 minutes, it was probably the hardest thing I ever did. But when there's one breaking point that I noticed, that when I did it and I actually finished it, there was no stopping me, because I was so excited that I actually got the move done. So that's when my rate really started dropping, because now the mindset and the focus was just there.
Okay.
Right? Because you realize that you've done something that you couldn't do before. So there's going to be the same thing with your floor work. It's good. For example, like, let's say you got to do.
But the ab ripper one is really hard for me.
Well, that's going to be hard for everybody, right?
That was horrible.
But you do make sure you're doing ab ripper phase A.
I am.
Okay, so that's.
There's an A?
Yeah, I didn't give you that challenge. I gave you the hard one, shit. Yeah. No. You got like the average
I got the shit end of the deal.
of the challenge. You got it. Yeah. In P90, there's actually ab ripper phase A, phase B, and phase C. So it's like the build up. I just threw you right into the heat. I wanted to see what you would do.
Yeah.
But the thing is trying to challenge yourself, right? Like it's not supposed to be easy. But that's what makes it fun. Is you're kicking your own ass, but at the end of it, every workout that you do, you're getting just a little bit stronger, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So that's the key. And then same with the group. When you guys have those struggles, I want you guys to talk about those struggles in the group. Everybody thinks it's all about the wins and stuff, and well, we've got Emily that's struggling, and she's everything's just tough, and she just said it's a struggle right now, and it's a struggle is because she's dealing with some personal shit that you get into that mindset. Once you get into that mindset, you're screwed because it plays with you, right? Like when I was going through my relationship issues, every time I went to go downstairs to work out, all I could do was focus on everything else rather than actually, you know what, take this 30 minutes and just concentrate on you.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the hardest part of our challenge is getting the people to get out of that mindset where they're working out, but they're letting everything else get in the way of them finishing what they started. Right. And
that was
for me too.
That was pretty much me a month ago.
Yeah.
I was totally down on it. I was going through an extremely hard time. I just had my uncle and my grandma pass away all within like 2 days of each other. Yeah. And I was going through, this year kind of just bombarded me emotionally. It just ganged up at once. And I went back to, I'm an emotional eater, and I went back to eating. And I bet you within about 2.5 weeks, I put on 5, 6, 7 pounds for me.
Yeah.
Within a couple of weeks, that was pretty brutal. And then, I don't know, after right before New Year's, I got back on it. I just went for that long run, and I just pretty much ran until my legs collapsed, and I got it all back. Yeah. But about 2.5 weeks, I just did nothing but sit at home and cry and eat my face off again. Yeah. Right.
And you see, this is where this group comes in to play is everybody in this group should get to the point that they feel comfortable enough to talk about that stuff, right? Because that's how we're going to move forward in the challenges. I don't think I'm going to close this one. I think I'm just going to leave it open, and for now, I'm just going to continue adding people into it. This way, they can see the engagement from everybody. They can see what it's about. Yes, we celebrate wins, but I think it's also important that we sit back and we actually talk about our struggles, because Frankie knows I was down 25 pounds when I went to Nashville. I dropped 25 pounds. That was the goal. I did it. My mindset was just like, there's no stopping me. I'm going. But then I got back and I just let reality hit me, and I let everything get in my mind, and I gained it all back in in 3 months. So now here I am going for the third time to drop the weight. Now, that's not a norm, because when I first lost all my weight, just so for people that see this call, when I first lost my weight, I kept it off for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Then I had my hip surgery, and even through my hip surgery, I ended up dropping another 12 pounds because I was still trying to exercise and try to keep going. But when you get into that mindset that everything matters more than you, that's when you start messing with the eating, and you start overeating, and you have one piece of pizza. I find that, and I'm going to share this with you guys too, is I find the struggle is when you're doing well, that you drop 5 pounds in a week or a week and a half, and you're like, okay, well, I can have this one piece of pizza. I deserve it. Well, that one piece of pizza could lead to 3 days worth of pizza.
Yeah.
It's like an alcoholic taking one drink in a way.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Because you get comfortable and you're like, oh, I'm just going to stuff my face and it tastes so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that us as challengers, we can't, indulge sometimes and treat ourselves, but if we're going after a certain goal, whether it's weight loss or muscle toning or whatever, each and every individual's process that they're trying to go through, like for me, I want to drop 25 pounds before I go to the beach in 3 months, right? So I want to be down around 190, 195 before I leave. So can I have that pizza or cheeseburger every 3 days? No, I'm going to have to really cut it down to once every 3 weeks in the beginning, right? Maybe once a week. Like last week, I think I had one day where I indulged a little bit with some ice cream and stuff. But that's a conscious effort. But I'm going a little bit stricter than most because I know what I got to do to get my results. Right. So you have to go a little bit stricter to get it. But for the people that are just trying to lose a little bit of weight over time, they don't have to go that strict. They can have a cheat meal once a week. Right. The way I used to do it is I used to eat clean all week. And then for 1 hour on a Sunday, I would eat whatever the hell I want. And I would literally eat everything I can think of in that hour. And then that hour was up and I was done. And I didn't want any more shit because I just felt disgusting, right? But I had cereal. I had like 2 bowls of cereal. I had pizza. I had McDonald's, all in that 1 hour just to get everything that I wanted and just to feel that craving. And then I was back at it for a week, and that helped too.
But when you did it for Nashville, though, you did 12 weeks perfectly clean.
No, there was no? There was still some times. But it was moderations, right? It was one meal instead of having 6 meals throughout the week.
Right.
That I ate fast food or whatever it was. The first 3 weeks, I didn't cheat that much. The first 3 weeks, I needed to get in the mindset, so I needed to prove to myself that I could do it. So with Cheyenne, I used to get her Tinbits all the time, right? And she'd always give them to me. So I would have 1 or 2 Tinbits here and there. But other than that, the rest was really, really clean when it came to shut up. When it came to my clean eating. But it's because I needed to get into that. Sadie! Hey! 1 second. Oh, shithead. Carrie just walked in. So yeah, I needed to get into that mindset that I can do this and actually see some results, because once you see some results, then everything really kicks into gear. But that being said, too, a lot of people are struggling because they're not seeing results right away. And there's reasons for that, right? The first 3 weeks sets the habit. The first 3 weeks gets you guys going in motion. But your body goes through a lot of stuff in the first 3 weeks. For one, you guys are going to retain water. Okay, so you're going to see people, I'm not losing anything. Well, no, because you're damaging your muscles and your body's protecting yourself because it's going, what the fuck is going on right now? Right? Your body's not used to it. So what it's doing is your body is going to retain that water and help protect the muscles. So you're not going to seem like you're dropping that weight. Right? But when you get into the 6 week and the 8 weeks, that's when your body's really going to see the change, is because your body now knows, okay, Frankie's making a difference. Rayleigh's making a difference. Now I got to compensate for what they're doing. I'm using a ton of energy, so I got to get rid of it. That energy is fat, right? But that only comes if you guys are eating right and you guys are doing your workouts. So in the first little while, yeah, you might not see a change. And again, this is for people that are going to see the call later. You might not see the change in the beginning, right? But you have to look for those non-scale victories. How are you feeling? How are your clothes feeling? Mentally, how are you feeling, right? And if you start acknowledging those feelings, then you're going to feel good about yourself when you step on that scale and you see that nothing's changed, because it's what we're doing is measurable throughout everything. And that's why I started doing those measurements once a week, because I want you guys to see that it's not just a scale victory. You can be down an inch.
I'm up.
Yeah, but
I'm down a couple inches on places, but I'm up on the scale. So I'm going to go with it's got to be muscle, because that's just sad.
Yeah, no, and just
so
keep
it's got to be
process. Keep going with the process, because you're going to see that things will turn around, and there's going to be a point that when you really, you got to remember you were off for a little bit too, right? So
yeah, oh yeah.
When you start going, your body's still in that transition phase right now, and it's just going to say, I want to see what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks. Is she going to fall off again? Or is she going to keep going? When your body realizes that you keep going, that's when the magic happens. Because then your body, it's miraculous. Your body just knows. It's like, okay, now it's go time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't lose anything for a month and a half in my first transformation. I lost zero, nothing. And then in the 3 months that I lost after that first month and a half, the next 2 months, it just fell off.
Yeah.
It fell off so quick. People thought I was sick. People couldn't even recognize me. That's how much of a change was. I was DJing at the club. I had a friend that I knew for years that I haven't seen in a while, walk straight up to my face, look right at me, and he says, "Where's Shocker?" Right? Because he's expecting this fat DJ there. I'm like, "I'm right here." And his eyes just blew up. They're like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Right? And it happens that quick. But you have to stay focused. You got to keep pushing forward. You got to go through the pain and not give up. And if that means you have to modify and you have to pause, that's fine. Because there's going to be a point that your body's just going to know now it's go time. And that's when the magic happens. So what I want you guys to do, and anybody who watches this call, is yes, I want you to talk about your wins, but I want you to talk about your struggles too. I want you guys to share with the group that there's been a struggle. This way everybody can see that it's normal, that stuff happens, right? And that's what the challenge group is about, not just celebrating the wins, but to help others go through this process that they're struggling. Like both of you, I would give Emily a shout out today and give her a little lift up, saying, "Listen, we noticed you're not here. What's going on? Let's get you back going. Let's go. We miss your energy in the room. We miss your pictures of you packing your lunch. Let's go." Right? And that's how the challenge groups are supposed to work. That's how you create success, not with just one person. Like, I'm here to make my daily posts. I'm here to, I'll be honest, it's the first call I've done like this for a group, right? But I'm like, why not? Why not get to meet people face to face? Why not get to see what they're about? And I already know you two, right? But it'd be nice to continue these once a week on a Sunday for a quick 20 minutes, half an hour, and get everybody involved, right? And when they see that they're a part of something, they're going to stick with it a lot more, right? And I'll use Frank as an example. Frank came on as a Beachbody coach to make a little bit of money, but really Frank was looking to belong to something. In my eyes, Frank wanted to be a part of something bigger than he was, right? And that's what Beachbody is. Beachbody is bigger than just me. Beachbody is bigger than you guys. Beachbody is a community where like-minded people get together, and we get to shed some weight, we get to get fit, but it's a mindset too. Like, when you're exercising and you're feeling damn good about yourself, your whole world changes. Right? Your relationship with your kids change, your relationships with your spouse change, with the people that you know change, because you're just so clear, you're so focused, but you're confident, you're loving life because you're feeling amazing. And people don't understand that, especially coming into this, because they're used to always failing and not feeling good about themselves and not feeling good and comfortable in their own skin. And that's what we're trying to change. That's what we're trying to do for our challengers. And if we do that, guys, we're going to have some huge success in the group.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
I was like, before I joined Beachbody, I'm a Beachbody, not Bocce. I was totally lost. I felt like I was just wandering through life completely aimlessly. And I've always been the majority of a happy person, but I was just, I was lost. And I was getting, I was down quite a bit, and that's not me at all. I mean, I love life, right? And just participating in anything. I'm a chatty person. I work in a bar. That's what you got to do.
Right.
But I couldn't do that outside of work. I would just shut down and pretty much hide in my house.
Yeah. And now it gives you a purpose. It gives you something to do, especially when you start taking in all the other stuff that surrounds what we do, right? Like, you guys are coaches, so when you start taking in, that personal development, that reading, and you start fueling your mind for 20 minutes a day, right? You just, your whole world changes. It's just really exciting what can be done when you flip the switch. But it all really comes down to getting off the couch and working on yourself first, right? So that's what I wanted to share with everybody. I wanted to see how everybody's doing. So maybe if we continue doing these calls, and we can do them Thursdays, I got no problem with that, or we can work out another date. But get more people involved on these calls. This way we can celebrate their wins, but not only celebrate their wins, we can help them through their struggles as well.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what this is really about. This is how the challenge group should go, not just going off posts and hoping everybody's doing something.
Right.
Right. The reason why I created that measurement checklist is because I wanted to hold people a little more accountable to what they're doing. Right. And yeah, some people are doing them and some are not. I can only be there so much, right? They got to take the first step. They have to get off the couch. I can message them like I did with Emily today. But really it's up to them to make the decision that I'm worth it and I'm going to get off the couch and I'm going to do this for me. I'm just there to hold them accountable and try to push them to be as great as they can be. But really, that first step is on them. So remember that as you guys are pulling challengers in, you guys can pull challengers into this group too. Like Tori, for example, right? Like we want to follow up. We want to make sure she's good, and seeing if she has any struggles and so forth. And just continue doing that with everybody. You guys have any questions or anything that I can help with the group? Or is there something you need to see more of? Or
no, so far, you know what? I think I've been enjoying it more now, like I'd say the last few weeks since I got kind of back on track. Been a little more interactive. I find everybody seems to be a little more interactive.
Yes,
yeah,
much more.
Yeah, and you need to smile more. There you go. Yeah, I think it seems to be going smoother, and everyone seems to be, more in, whether the crock pot one or the this one, or
more
doing
interactive and stuff.
Way more interactive. Yeah, throwing those extra challenges up there.
Right.
I think those are good. Yeah, I think all of it's going better. Yeah.
Cool. That's really. If you guys can think of a challenge, and they don't have to be hard challenges either, right?
Oh, no. Yeah.
You guys can come up with a challenge. Say, you know what? Today I want to challenge you guys to do a 60-second plank, right? 60 seconds is tough to do. Even I have a hard time with a 60-second plank, right? So if you guys have anything that you guys want to challenge, or even it doesn't even have to be someone working out. It could be I challenge you guys to take a picture of your shoes after you're done working out. Right. And no, seriously, because that promotes engagement in the group.
Right.
If we get people to post stupid shit like that, then the group is working because people are paying attention.
Right.
Right. And then, if we can start seeing that kind of stuff, then we can start doing challenge group competitions, and I can find ways to throw prizes out and so forth. As long as people are getting engaged and people are getting excited about making changes in their life.
Yeah.
Right. So. That's all I need. That's all I really got. Half an hour is good. I'm glad you guys jumped on. Do me a favor, jump into the group. Just do a little shout out again to Emily. Let her know that you guys are here and you're looking for her, and hopefully she gets started again. And then, just keep going, keep rocking.
Okay.
All right.
Great call. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks.
guys.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.